The story about Donald Trump's consolation peace prize participation trophy that we brought you at the top of the show, really, you had to see it to believe it. You can go look up the whole thing. It was one of the most surreal spectacles of the second Trump term. I felt like I was hallucinating. I mean, you got the President of the United States, he's walking the red carpet and pretending like he doesn't know he's going to get this fake prize that was specially made for him. One that the soccer conglomerate FIFA made up specifically for him as a way of ingratiating themselves, because everyone understands, like, you got to give the guy prizes and gifts and gold. And then shuffling across a lengthy stage to meet FIFA's president with sort of grave solemnity and accept his important peace prize. The most indelible image is arguably this one of the president theatrically pulling his medal out of its case before immediately putting it on, surprising the head of FIFA. Like, look how proud, he can't wait. Look how proud he is. Look how proud he is of his little gold medal.
Well, I think on the public level, never mind the behind-the-scenes elements of that, which I'll get to in just a moment, but publicly, you can tell how incensed this president and this White House are when the media even gently points out on occasion that why is this guy falling asleep so routinely during public meetings? Why is his stamina not what it once was? Why is there evidence of what some people may even call cognitive or health decline? And if you talk to people who are very close to this president, whether they work in the administration or close to it, they will tell you, besides the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, there are fewer things that enrage him more on a visceral level than if you bring up to him or if he sees media coverage of his, shall we say, declining state. This has gotten to a point where senior officials in the administration have instructed underlings, fellow officials, media surrogates to keep reminding the public about his alleged rigor and energy and stamina.
I think part of this is because sometimes, especially in public events, the way the president presents himself at rallies, on stage, when the camera's on, he's standing up and he's, boxing and, dancing weirdly on stage. And it looks like he presents himself as vigorous, but the photographs and the videos speak for themselves. It doesn't matter how many times his spokespeople say the word stamina. If you've got video evidence that this guy is falling asleep, he's falling asleep. And so I think it's tough to refute that. And it does kind of get into the craw, I think, of Democrats, given that I can't remember times that Joe Biden was routinely caught sleeping when heads of state are around in cabinet meetings. And this president routinely does that. And, and I think it does stick with people that it was a thing that was attached to Joe Biden, maybe probably because of the nickname. But clearly, we've got a sleepy Donald Trump.
Welcome back, guys. I just watched this whole video about Donald Trump receiving the very first FIFA Peace Prize, and honestly, I am still trying to wrap my head around it. The moment the clip starts, it already feels strange. You see Trump walking down this long red carpet like he's entering a movie premiere, and the hosts in the video call the award a consolation peace prize, or basically a participation trophy made specially for him. And when you actually watch him pretending he didn't know he was going to get the award, it becomes even harder not to notice how staged it all feels. The way he dramatically puts the medal around his own neck like he's winning something historic just makes the whole movement feel almost like a parody of presidential confidence. But the video doesn't stop there. It takes a turn into something even more interesting and honestly much more serious when it talks about Trump's private reaction behind the scenes. According to the reporting they mention, Trump has been furious about the media coverage surrounding his age, his mental sharpness, and the number of times he's being caught on camera nodding off during public meetings. There's a moment in the commentary where you can tell the hosts are trying to be fair, but they also can't ignore how big of an issue this has become. What really stood out to me is when they referred a report by Ashwin Sobsig sobbing, saying that this topic Trump's age and declining energy hits Trump at an emotional level more deeply than almost anything else. They literally said the only thing that bothers him more in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. That alone tells you how sensitive this subject has become inside Trump's circles. And honestly, if that's true, it explains so much of what we have seen from him lately, especially the over the top attempts to prove he's energetic, strong, and unstoppable. The video talks about how senior officials in his administration are instructing people who work with him, even media surrogate, to constantly push this message about his stamina, energy, and strength, almost like it's required talking points. That part really catch my attention because it feels so natural. If a leader truly has stamina and strength, people don't have to be told to repeat it every hour. They can see they can see it for themselves. When a message is forced, it usually means there's anxiety behind it. And then there's the irony that the host pointed out that Trump once branded Joe Biden as Sleepy Joe. And now the media is calling Trump Sleepy Donald. You can call it karma or just the way politics flips fast, but it's wild to see how the same storyline has shifted to the person who originally pushed it. And honestly, the difference here is that this time everything is on video. You can't argue with footage that shows someone drifting off during a meeting. You can't blame that one editing or fake news when the clip is right there uncut in real time. The commentators also talked about how Trump's team is struggling to fight back against these videos. Whenever a narrative gets backed up by visuals, it gets harder to spin. And this is where the situation starts feeling similar to what Biden went through during the 2024 campaign. People questioned his age, his mental alertness, whether he could handle the job. Now those same questions are being pointed at Trump, and his reaction seems to show he is not prepared to deal with that kind of scrutiny. The video doesn't suggest that Trump is uniquely unhealthy. It actually says that at his age, these health concerns are normal. Anyone in their late 70s dealing with stress, pressure, and constant public appearances is going to have moments where their body shows it. But the issue is how Trump and his team are reacting to it. Instead of handling it calmly or honestly, they seem to be going out of their way to create an image that everything is perfect, everything is strong, everything is powerful. And that level of overcorrection usually makes people more suspicious, not less. One of the most interesting points the video makes is how much taxpayer money is being spent just to keep Trump feeling good about himself. Not just protecting him, not running the government, literally building a bubble where he is constantly reminded of how great he supposedly is. The host described it as a huge effort to portray him as the coolest, greatest, strongest leader of the free world, even when public evidence points in the opposite direction. And that part really makes you think about priorities. Americans are dealing with real problems, economic stress, healthcare struggles, global instability, and meanwhile, a lot of energy is being spent polishing the image of one man. Watching the way the video breaks this down makes everything feel less like normal politics and more like a personality cult. It's the need for validation, the obsession with optics, the sensitivity to criticism, especially criticism about age or weakness, that keeps creating these moments where something small turns into a national story. And seeing Trump accept a peace prize that seems invented just for him, followed by anger over simple media coverage, makes the contrast even sharper. I don't think Americans are fooled by performances like the FIFA ceremony. People can tell the difference between real leadership and a carefully staged movement designed to boost someone's ego. And honestly, when a leader reach the point where when their own supporters have to constantly defend their energy level, it says something deeper about where things stand. This entire situation shows how fast political narratives can shift. One day Trump is attacking Biden for being sleepy, and a few years later the same storyline is coming back toward him with even more intensity, because this time there are videos, there are witnesses, and there is clear documentation. And as the video suggests, no amount of scripted praise or taxpayer funded image building can change what people see with their own eyes. Overall, the whole thing feels like a moment where Americans need to step back and ask what actually matters. Awards that look fake, speeches that look rehearsed, or real leadership, real health, real energy, and real honesty. Because no matter what anybody says on stage or online, the truth always finds its way out eventually. And honestly, moments like this remind us why it's so important to stay alert and pay attention to what's real and what's just performance. At the end of the day, Americans deserve transparency, not scripted scenes, and not carefully staged images meant to make one person feel powerful. We deserve leadership that can stand on its own, not leadership that needs to be protected from criticism or held up by public reactions teams. If you watched all of this and you are wondering what comes next, trust me, you are not alone. A lot of Americans are asking the same extent questions. As as more of these clips come out, let's keep watching closely and let's stay focused on what actually matters for the future of this country. If you want more honest breakdowns like this, stay tuned because I'm going to keep calling things out exactly the way everyday Americans see them. Thanks for watching my video. I will see you in the next video.